All right, today we're jumping into what I think is one of the most mind-bending questions we can possibly ask about our place in the cosmos. Think of it like a cosmic detective story, and the mystery we're trying to solve is a big one.
Right there. That's it. That's the question that keeps astronomers and thinkers up at night. It sounds so simple, right? But this little question points to a huge, gaping contradiction in everything we think we know about the universe. Because, logically, we shouldn't even have to be asking this. If you just look at the facts, the universe should be absolutely buzzing with life. We should be seeing signs of civilizations all over the place, many of them way, way older than we are. I mean, just think about it for a second. The universe has been around for almost 14 billion years. That's an incredible amount of time. And we know the raw materials for life, the carbon, the water, they're basically everywhere. So the recipe seems simple. You take a whole lot of time, you add the right ingredients, and you should get life. Lots and lots of it. Okay, so to really get why we should be expecting some cosmic neighbors, we've got to wrap our heads around the scale of it all. And these numbers, they're not just big. They are genuinely hard to even imagine. Let's just start with our own home turf, the Milky Way galaxy. The best guess right now, there are at least 100 billion stars right here with us, and a huge chunk of them have planets. Our little solar system is just one out of literally billions of chances, right in our own cosmic backyard. But now, let's zoom out, way out. How many galaxies are there in the part of the universe we can see? The current estimate is somewhere around 2 trillion. That is a 2 with 12 zeros after it. And every single one of those galaxies has its own billions of stars. Yeah, let that sink in. Go to any beach on Earth, pick up a handful of sand. The number of stars out there is bigger than all the grains of sand on all the beaches on the entire planet. So with that many chances, that many potential Earths, how can it be so quiet? Why haven't we heard a peep from anyone? And this massive puzzle brings us to the guy who famously gave it a name. Back in 1950, the brilliant physicist Enrico Fermi was just having lunch with some colleagues, talking about UFOs, when he did some quick math on a napkin and realized something was very, very wrong. And this is the paradox in a nutshell. It's this deep, really troubling conflict. On one side, you have the math, the sheer numbers, that scream the universe should be packed with civilizations. And on the other side, there's what we actually see, which is nothing, just silence. This was his simple, almost childlike question. Look, if the galaxy has had billions of years to get going, some civilizations should be millions of years ahead of us. They should have had more than enough time to spread out, to build galactic empires even. So, where are they? So that one question has kicked off decades of arguments and theories, all trying to explain this cosmic silence. And for the most part, all those theories can be sorted into 3 main and very different buckets. Okay, so bucket number 1 is maybe the most profound and lonely idea. We really, truly are alone. Bucket 2 is a little more sci-fi. They're out there, maybe even all around us, but for some reason, they're staying hidden. And bucket 3 is the most optimistic. It's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. So let's look at that first possibility. The rare Earth idea says that the specific cocktail of conditions here on Earth, our stable sun, our big moon, the plate tectonics, is just so unbelievably unique that it's basically a miracle that never happened anywhere else. Or maybe simple life, like bacteria, is super common, but the evolutionary leap to something smart enough to build a radio telescope is almost impossible. And then you have the darkest idea, the Great Filter. This is the theory that there's some kind of wall that all civilizations eventually hit. Maybe it's nuclear war or climate change or a rogue AI that just wipes them out before they can ever go interstellar. But what if it's not about us? What if the silence is their choice? The zoo hypothesis is this wild idea that we're like animals in a cosmic nature preserve. Advanced aliens are watching us, but they've got a strict look, don't touch policy. Or what if they're just so different from us, so alien, that we wouldn't even recognize their signals as signals? It could be all around us and we wouldn't even know. And then there's the Star Trek idea, the Prime Directive, that says it's a cosmic rule not to interfere with a developing species like us. Now for the third and I think most hopeful set of answers. Maybe the silence is just temporary. I mean, space is just so ridiculously, mind-bogglingly big. A signal sent from the other side of our own galaxy could take 100,000 years to get here. And think about it. In the grand scheme of cosmic time, we've only been listening for maybe a century. That's not even a blink of an eye. We could have just missed the call, or maybe we're just listening on the wrong channel. So after you go through all these possibilities, the lonely ones, the hopeful ones, the kind of terrifying ones, you're still left with one single, unavoidable fact. Despite everything, despite the logic, despite the math telling us someone should be out there, when we point our telescopes to the sky, all we hear back is an eerie, profound quiet. This great silence, as it's called, is the whole reason the Fermi Paradox is such a powerful and nagging mystery. And that's really the question we were left with, isn't it? Does this quiet mean we are this incredibly rare, precious flicker of consciousness in a universe that is otherwise empty and dark? Or is it just the quiet before the conversation starts? We don't know the answer. But just asking the question, well, it forces us to think about who we are and what our future in this giant cosmic story might be.